identically. His nose, his hairline, his eyes, the pointiness of his chin. I got the initial R and N that popped up, and she confirmed that was his name. I was floored, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's too crazy, But
Right.
I'm talking about a cold case murder. A business owner, a client, and her young daughter were murdered, brutalized for no good reason. It was a small theft, $200, and the guy got away. There was not a single witness. And using Astral, I was able to go back. Her spirit is still in the building, as well as the business owners. And her husband had passed on, and now he's at the building. Now, how crazy is that? Her husband sought her murderer for years. He ended up dying in 2010 of cancer, and he actually found her and reunited with her at the building where she was murdered.
That's cool.
So they are there as a family at the building where the murder occurred. So I was able to communicate with the husband.
Speaking of which, now that we are done, if you remember the details, go back and pass them over.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, here's the deal. As this team works, and I get asked, well, how come you guys don't go to like Northern State and just pass those spirits over? We don't have time for that. And oftentimes, if we have a case such as this, we will not, and there's another case that was similar where it was a little boy, we won't pass these spirits over right away until we know we have enough information to close a case, to close, information if it was a crime, things like that. And then, once law enforcement's involved, they've got what they need, then we'll pass them over. Now, on that, do all spirits need to be passed over?
No.
Well, it benefits them.
It does. But here's the thing. Not all of them need to be passed over. Not all of them want to be passed over. And I always use the case of, right here in Concrete, there is a 22-year-old that died in the 1900s. He's having the time of his life. He's not causing any harm. He's not causing any, there's no haunting per se. He's not messing with people. He doesn't want to go because he's having fun. So why would you pass him over?
So he can continue on.
But that's where you leave it up to the spirit.
But he has the option to come back.
He does, and we've explained that to him.
Oh.
But he doesn't want to go. So we're not going to force the spirit over that doesn't want to go, that's not causing a problem. You explain to him, yeah. And on that, so there's three different scenarios. One, you have a malevolent entity. There's multiple activity going on in the home. So once the team comes in, they'll find there's a malevolent entity or a very nasty spirit, one of the two, that's there. That's basically holding other spirits hostage. They're too terrified to leave for whatever reason. Now, once you remove the malevolent entity or the very nasty spirit, the other spirits in the home will cross over willingly. You don't got to do anything. Other times, I'm trying to think how to explain this. But other times, you can actually communicate with a loved one that's already passed on, especially in the case of children's spirits, where you'll contact the mother who's already passed on, and she will encourage her child to cross over. Because with child spirits, oftentimes they're scared. They may have died of an accident. They were doing something they weren't supposed to do, and now they're a spirit, and they know they're a spirit, but they don't want to cross because, well, one, they're scared of what's on the other side, and two, they know their parents are going to be mad because they got killed doing something. I mean, they got hit by a car or chasing a ball or something of that nature. But once you get the mother to come over and encourage her child to cross, that's why some spirits are stuck as well. They're too scared to cross over. Let's see. Am I missing anything, Megan?
So the few crossovers that I've done, I have noticed there is an overwhelming unconditional love feeling. Like once you get the light to open, and yeah, I will say light to open, but I was trying to think if that was the right wording. But yes, so the few crossovers that I've done, I ask them if they see a light. They say yes. And what I can feel is an overwhelming unconditional love. And that feeling right there almost makes it so much easier for them to willingly cross. Even if they're sitting there going, no, I don't want to do this. And it's an option. I show them the option. I ask them if they see the option. And once they do, it's almost like a tractor beam. They feel that feeling and they willingly cross. I have actually not ever not successfully crossed someone. I've had a heck of a guy who refused to cross, but once I gave him the option, and I told him he could come back. If this is where he feels he needs to be, he could always come back. And I asked him if he saw a light, and he went.
And Rose is in the chat room. Rose is also on our astral team, by the way, and she says as an empath, well, actually, no, she's on our extended care team, disregard. But as an empath, you tear up because you feel that love and warms you to where you feel it in your chest. So
yeah,
Rose is an empath, and she crosses spirits over as well. And she always has the option of jumping into the astral, but she prefers the extended care team. Where was I going with that thought? I'm always missing my thoughts.
She's spot on. I mean, I fully agree with her on that.
Oh, but so the thing is, the angry spirits, and that's where I was going. So once they cross over, yes, they do have most of the time when you have a spirit that comes back after they crossed over, is when you have the client that they're talking about, they walk into the house and they know their grandmother's there and they smell lilac. That was grandma's favorite scent. Or they smell cigars. They don't smoke, but they smell cigars or tobacco or those are most often the spirits that come back from after having crossed over to be either guardians or check up on family. Not quite the same as guardians, but just to say hi. So let's see, spirits. Let's talk about it.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, and I'm not... this is a serious question. It may not sound like it, but it is. Have you ever tried to cross over a spirit who was kind of angry, didn't want to cross over, and he didn't see a light, but saw something else?
I don't know if he saw a light, but I've held up with a couple of them like that.
What's that?
Yeah, can you repeat that, Brent? I didn't hear you exactly.
Sorry. I've crossed a couple of them that I've basically forced a couple of them because they were angry and they just did not want to go. They refused to, and they're just stubborn old mules. And I don't know if they saw a light because it's like, you know what, I'm done dealing with you. You know what, get out of here, kind of thing.
Yes. So actually, recently I forcibly crossed someone, and because they were wreaking havoc, causing a whole type of situation, and astrally, I don't know if it's a dimension thing, but I literally sliced the dimension and booped him into it to cross him over. So I'm not sure if that was proper, but they left They were land bound, and it was some entity that I really needed to get rid of because there were children involved in this case. So, yeah, I forcibly crossed someone to remove them.
Okay, now here's the part that you're going to think might be stupid.
Okay.
Or a joke. Not like, but instead of light, did any of them describe an intense heat?
A what?
Say it again?
Yeah, could you repeat that?
An intense heat.
You know.
Oh.
That's a good question.
Now you're getting where I'm going.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going there. Let's not say that.
Well, no. Actually, that's a valid question. My thing is when I forcibly crossed this malevolent entity that was land-bound, there were portals involved. And the portal that I was dealing with in this closet had immense heat. And, I mean, it would make my face burn and my skin would tingle and everything. And once I was able to close the portal and then forcibly cross him, I wasn't concerned about how the hole that I sliced in the dimension felt. I just wanted him out, but he was using that portal. So whether he was coming from a place of intense heat, I'm not sure. But there was some heat factor. That's all I can tell you.
What you're saying is you told him where to go and how to get there.
I showed him the door.
And then threw him in.
I showed him the door, yeah.
Now, here's the thing. There are not just hundreds, but there are thousands of different planes. Is one of them what religion calls hell? It could be very similar. But is there a heaven or hell? No, that's all. That's debatable based on religion, and we're not going to go there.
Personal.
Yeah.
Right.
I see layers. And that's the best explanation I can give you. I see layers. There's layers of good. There's layers of bad. Stepping stones of good, I guess. But the more that I've listened to, it's validated because a lot of channelers have explained leveling systems, and I'm like, that's what I see. I see levels. So there's levels and layers. Now you guys all think I'm nuts.
Well, no, like I'm just.
Oh no.
He's
What do you mean by
absorbing.
levels? Like Mario levels?
Okay.
Like, do you level up?
Okay, so from what I understand, it's your good, like your karma, your karmic pot, what you do in life kind of establishes what level of Mario you're going to land on. So if you automatically boop into level 7, I think you did good. But, it's okay if you're level 3 because everybody else that, has a level 3 pot, you guys can party. It's a level 3 pot, kind of deal. So I think it's a cumulative of your life. Kind of, it's a karmic pot. That's the best I can describe it. And yeah, it's way out there. You guys would have to have like a download from my brain to understand it. How I
get what you're saying.
Okay,
I'm just saying, like, here come level 1.
Just remember, everything is energy. Your soul matrix is energy. So if you're putting out good energy, if you're a positive person, you don't have to be a positive person. But if your intent is always positive, then you're going to move on. If you're not getting life's lesson, which personally, my personal opinion of deja vu means you've done it in a past life. And that goes into the reincarnation aspect. So if you find deja vu a lot, that means you might want to change something because you're not going to go on. You're not going to move on to the next lesson.
Oh, that's like Groundhog's Day, like today.
Exactly. 6 more weeks. 6 more weeks.
That's what I hear.
He
But if you
saw